Hello there. It is your mom of three in NYC, and I am back with another video. If this is your first time on my channel, hey there, welcome. My name is Taneza. I am the mother of three adorable kids living in the heart of New York City. I would love for you to join my YouTube family, my tribe. You just gotta do one thing for me. One little thing. Hit that button down below. The one that says subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. If you are already subscribed to my channel, thank you for your support. Please turn on your post notifications so that every single time your girl uploads a video, you're right there. You got it. I have a special group of tribe members that I refer to lovingly as my Bible scholars. My Bible scholars and I have been reading through the Bible since January 1st of this year, and we would love to have you go ahead and join us. It's a great time. It's a great time, you guys. We'd love to have you join us on our mission to read through the Bible this year. This review is of 2 Kings chapters 23 and 24. You don't need a Bible because every verse that I read, I'll put on the screen. I am reading out of NIV. Whatever translation you have is perfect. Just stick with it. Let's get started. All right, King Josiah. It's funny because I know two Josiahs. I know three Josiahs. I have two cousins that named their son Josiah. King Josiah called together all the elders of Judah and Jerusalem. I wanted to read verses 2 and 3 of chapter 23. He went up to the temple of the Lord with the men of Judah, the people of Jerusalem, the priests and the prophets, all the people from the least to the greatest. He read in their hearing all the words of the book of the covenant, which had been found in the temple of the Lord. The king stood by the pillar and renewed the covenant in the presence of the Lord, to follow the Lord and keep his commands, regulations, and decrees with all his heart, all his soul, thus confirming the words of the covenant written in this book. Then all the people pledged themselves to the covenant. King Josiah ordered Hilkiah and the priests to remove anything made for lowercase g gods, Baal and Asherah, from out of the temple of the Lord. He burned them. He removed all pagan priests. He burned the Asherah pole. He tore the quarters of the male shrine prostitutes. I wanted to read verse 8, like he's cleaning house, and I'm here for it. Verse 8, Josiah brought all the priests from the towns of Judah and desecrated the high places, from Geba to Beersheba, where the priests had burned incense. He broke down the shrines at the gates, at the entrance to the gate of Joshua, the city governor, which is on the left of the city gate. He desecrated Topheth, so no one could sacrifice their children there. He pulled down altars kings of Judah had erected. He demolished them. He even ground them to powder. And when I say the altars of the kings of Judah, Ahaz, Manasseh, Solomon, Jeroboam. Verses 19 and 20. Verse 19 and 20. Just as he had done at Bethel, Josiah removed and defiled all the shrines at the high places the kings of Israel had built in the towns of Samaria that had provoked the Lord to anger. Josiah slaughtered all the priests of those high places on the altars and burned human bones on them. Then he went back to Jerusalem. Verses 24 and 25. Furthermore, Josiah got rid of the mediums and spiritists, the household gods, the idols, all the other detestable things seen in Judah and Jerusalem. This he did to fulfill the requirements of the law written in the book that Hilkiah the priest had discovered in the temple of the Lord. Neither before nor after Josiah was there a king like him, who turned to the Lord as he did, with all of his heart, with all of his soul, and with all his strength, in accordance with all the law of Moses. You guys, how beautiful is that? Neither before nor after was there ever a king who turned to the Lord as he did, all of his heart, all of his soul, and all of his strength. That's what I want to be able to say. This is another life verse. I can feel it already. 1 Kings chapters 15, verse 14 said that even though Asa could not reach the high places, he lived his life with a heart fully dedicated to the Lord. Josiah, he got to those high places and he demolished them. While Josiah was king, the king of Egypt, Necho, went to help the king of Assyria. King Josiah marched out to meet them in battle. Necho faced him and killed him. King Josiah was succeeded by his son Jehoahaz, who was 23 years old. He ruled for 3 months. He, unfortunately, after all the good his father did, he did evil in the eyes of the Lord. Verses 33 and 34. Pharaoh Necho put him in chains at Riblah in the land of Hamath, so that he might not reign in Jerusalem. He imposed on Judah a levy of 100 talents of silver. That's almost 4 tons, 3 3/4 tons of silver, and a talent, about 75 pounds, of gold. Pharaoh Necho made Eliakim, son of Josiah, king in place of his father Josiah, and he changed Eliakim's name to Jehoiakim. But he took Jehoahaz and carried him off to Egypt, and there he died. Jehoiakim paid Necho the silver and the gold by taxing the people. He was 25 years old when he became king. He ruled for 11 years. Unfortunately, he did evil in the eyes of the Lord. Chapter 24. I want to read verse 1 of chapter 24. During Jehoiakim's reign, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, invaded the land. Jehoiakim became his vassal for 3 years. And remember, guys, I had to look up that word, vassal. A vassal is a person, this is back in chapter 17, a person who received protection and land from a lord in return for loyalty and service. So he was a vassal for 3 years, but he changed his mind and rebelled against Nebuchadnezzar. Jehoiachin succeeded his father. He was 18 years old and he ruled for 3 months. Verses 10, 11, and 12. At that time, the officers of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, advanced on Jerusalem and laid siege to it. Nebuchadnezzar himself came up to the city while his officers were besieging it. Jehoiachin, king of Judah, his mother, his attendants, his nobles, his officials, all surrendered to him. In the 8th year of the reign of the king of Babylon, he took Jehoiachin prisoner. King Nebuchadnezzar carried into exile a total of 10,000 artisans, craftsmen, fighting men, officers, 10,000. Jehoiachin was taken captive to Babylon. Verses 16 and 17. The king of Babylon also deported to Babylon the entire force of 7,000 fighting men, strong and fit for war, 1,000 craftsmen and artisans. He made Mattaniah, Jehoiachin's uncle, king in his place, and changed his name to Zedekiah. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he became king. He ruled Jerusalem for 11 years. He too, unfortunately, did evil in the eyes of the Lord. All right, Bible scholars, guess what? Guess what, Bible scholars? The next review will be our last review of 2 Kings. Get excited. I'm so excited. As always, Bible scholars, questions, comments, or revelations, drop them in the comments below. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. I look forward to seeing you in our next review, which will be our final review of 2 Kings. The chapter is chapter 25. 25. Have an amazing, amazing day. And again, I look forward to seeing you in our final review. Bye for now, Bible scholars.